The pandemic has left thousands of would-be travelers without refunds. But what about when a natural disaster torches your vacation plans?
It happened to a Utah man, and when he couldn't get his money back, he turned to KSL consumer investigator Matt Gephardt for help. Matt?
Dee Dave, good evening. You know, in this case, it was a devastating wildfire that basically made a vacation rental home impossible to even get to. So why was this guy told he's still going to have to pay for it? You ask. KSL investigates.
We like going to national parks and things like that.
Last September, Richard McCune and his family were scheduled to go to the Oregon coast and stay in a home that they had rented. But then Richard got word that a raging wildfire had burned its way to their destination. So the day before they were scheduled to arrive, he contacted the owner of the house.
And he said, well, the power's out right now. There's restrictions on getting into the city and things like that. And the air quality is certainly bad. And so we mutually decided that we would cancel the reservation.
But weeks later, of the $2,000 he'd paid, Richard only got back about $400. Worse, the owner stopped responding altogether.
Just tell us to go to heck if you want to, or whatever.
Richard had booked the rental through verbo.com, but they weren't much help.
They say that only the property owner can authorize a refund.
Worried that $1,600 was about to go up in smoke, Richard decided it was time to call me. We began by looking into Verbo's terms and conditions, which indeed spell out that choosing to grant a refund for canceled travel plans is entirely up to the homeowner, even in the event of a disaster that renders the home unlivable.
The KSL investigators reached out to both verbo.com and the owner of that home to ask about all of this. Neither bothered to respond to us, but it seems perhaps somebody got the message because just like that, some good news for Richard.
Remarkable place.
Just days after our calls, Richard says a full refund showed up in his bank account.
When it comes to these property rentals on Verbo and Airbnb.com, a lot of the refund policy comes down to whatever the homeowner said they would do at the time that you booked. If they don't offer a full refund, perhaps you might want to consider travel insurance. Live in Salt Lake City, Matt Gephardt, KSL.